Hey. Hi, how you doing? Hey, lovely. What's going on? Yes, this is Buki Bepo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome. I see you there. Welcome. If this is your first time stopping by, please definitely subscribe to my channel if you like my content. So I'm just gonna go straight to the point. So the main reason I'm filming this video today is because, as you guys all know, that there's a new PR updates going on at the moment, and everyone is running to write Ielts exam just because everyone wants to get in the poll by May. I think it's gonna last from May to November, sometime in November, and everyone is like applying to write Ielts already. So I already tried writing, or I already wrote Ielts before in the past, but that was for academic, and I actually wanted to share some tricks and tips for you guys on how you can actually pass this exam. I know many of us are going to be like, oh, it's Ielts, it's English, I speak English every time, it's something I can easily pass. But trust me, you're wrong. If you don't read, if you don't practice, if you don't properly understand the questions and assimilate everything properly, trust me, there's no way you can pass. Fine, so many people pass with like 6, you pass with 6.5, 7, but is that really good enough? Because when it comes to PR, you want to get like the highest score. Just because of the way the scores are calculated, you want to make sure that whatever Ielts you wrote, you actually put in your best and you got the perfect score, or the best score to your best knowledge. So the Ielts exam, you'll be tested on 4 different things. It's going to be speaking, listening, writing, and reading. For these 4 courses, I would say, you want to make sure you put in your possible best so you get the best score that you can actually get at that time, because whatever score you get is going to be put into how your PR score is calculated. So you want to do your best in everything in the 4. Basically, I would say speaking is super easy because it's something you do every time you converse with people, but still don't underestimate speaking, because speaking can be difficult too. If at all you're not able to like read body language of your examiner, that's definitely something you need to put in mind. If at all they move some certain way, you want to know that maybe keep talking or stop talking, or like you want to be able to read the body language of the person that is interviewing you. When it comes to speaking, you want to be super fluent. You want to be like, whatever is coming out of your mouth, you want a 7-year-old to hear it, you want a 2-year-old to hear it. You want to make sure they understand what you're saying. Fine, we might have some sort of accent to the way we talk, but be yourself. To be honest, when you start talking, you want the person that you're talking to fully understand what you're saying, like you're having a proper conversation. Make words like, for the first time, this, or firstly, in conclusion, additionally, like things like that. Moreover, this happened to me and I was, like stuff like that. You want to make sure they know you know what you're saying. You get me? Yeah, you get me. Okay. And also, you want to speak at a moderate pace. You don't want to start talking and blabbing and they are lost. No, you don't want that. You want a situation whereby you start talking, you bring them along with you, like they're interested in what you're saying. Like, even though you're saying shit, don't say shit, but they're interested in what you're saying. Like, you want to bring your flow, you want to bring your flow out. Like, that's how it should be. Like, make them feel comfortable when you're talking to them. Like, that is one thing you want to make people feel. That way they feel comfortable they want to listen to what you're saying, they want to buy what you're selling. So be confident at all times. Be confident at all times. One more thing, don't try to impress the person you're talking to. Do not. It's a test. You want to make sure that whatever you're saying it well. As I mentioned earlier, you pronounce your words well. You want them to pick everything you're saying. So do not go there trying to impress somebody. Nobody cares about you impressing them. They're doing their job, and whatever you're telling them, they are going to score you on it. So make sure you know what you're doing, and yeah, you take the passion with you. Like, talk like that. So the speaking test is going to be for 11 to 14 minutes. So during this time, you want to make sure that you make use of every single minute properly. Keep that in mind, please. And now for listening. So when it comes to listening, you want to make sure that your ears are wide open, trust me, because there are going to be 40 questions. So you want to make sure that you listen to every single thing. If you miss something, please don't try to be like, oh, I didn't hear it, you're overthinking it. No, just move along, because as you're overthinking it, you're not listening. You need to open your ears and be like, you want to hear every single thing, because the person that is talking to you is either going to talk in like a Swedish accent or like a London accent. So you want to make sure you fully listen well and assimilate what they're saying. This exam is going to be for 40 minutes. You have 30 minutes to listen and you have 10 minutes to transfer your answers onto your paper or your answer sheet. So you want to utilize this 30 minutes. 30 minutes sounds like a long time to be listening to something, but trust me, time is going to fly by like so fast that when you realize it, you're going to be like, wow, like, did that just happen? Like, did I hear anything or not? So pay attention, pay full attention. So when it comes to listening, you have to understand the main points, the main idea that they're talking about. So that way you're able to interpret it in the way you understand it. Because when they start actually saying whatever they are saying, the way the questions are, trust me, is very confusing. Because when I did mine then, when I did my exam, like, I was trying to listen to every single thing, but I already did so much practice on listening already that I could easily pick what was going on, where they're going to. And I had this tactic of like, what exactly I jot down like the key points of what I hear. So when I hear something like, for example, maybe the bus driver is close to the park, is going to pick up kids from school, or kids are playing in the park, they will ask you questions like, what park? What was the bus driver wearing? They can say the color of the bus driver, like a bus driver wearing a pink shirt was outside. They can ask you what's the name of the pink shirt, or where exactly was the person, or for example, maybe how many kids were in the playing ground, because they mention these details faintly, but you just have to pick it quickly and know exactly what you're writing. Because when you're writing it, you don't know the questions they're gonna ask you at first, because you listen first, then they ask you the question. So you have to make sure you pick the things that you feel like this thing is important. The color of a shirt. Is this person wearing a slippers? Is this person wearing shoes? Like things like that you need to pick. Where are they by? Are they in the cafe? Are they in the bus? Are they in the house? Like things like that, you need to pick it really, really fast. Is the lady wearing a scarf? They can mention things like that and they ask you like, what was the color of the scarf they were wearing? When this lady saw the bus driver, what started the conversation, or what were they discussing, or you know, something like that. So just putting in mind that you're gonna be asked this kind of questions, so you have to recognize the opinion, you have to recognize the attitude, you also have to recognize the purpose of the speaker. As I mentioned earlier, they ask you these little questions that, what is this person doing? How was this person's attitude? What did the speaker say? What was the purpose? So you have to put all these things in mind. And also, as the conversation is going with the person that is conversing with the other person, you have to make sure that you follow the argument that is going on, or you have to follow the conversation. You have to be able to develop your point well, that when you hear the questions, you're like, oh, I heard this thing, or I have an idea of it, but you're not sure. But trust me, whatever thing you thought you heard, just write it, because you're not going to hear it again. You just have to write it. So put that in mind also. So when it comes to listening, you might be nervous about maybe doing the exam, but just keep it in mind that everyone is. Trust me, everyone there. Don't pay attention to anyone, just yourself alone, because everyone is trying to listen to exactly what, you know, is going on, so they can pick it. So don't be nervous. Whatever thing that is going to make you like that, make sure that you remove the nervousness out of yourself before you actually start the exam, because your brain has to focus. So please do put that in mind, and comprehension is key. You might think because it's listening, your spelling might not matter, your punctuation might not matter. No, it's an English exam overall. So whatever thing you're doing, make sure you're doing it well. Even though it's a listening exam and you're writing what you heard, Make sure that the spelling is right. Make sure your punctuations are on point. Make sure everything is correct, okay? So please do put that in mind so we don't make any mistakes at all. I'm also taking this advice for myself because when I wrote my exam a few years ago, I don't think I really recall using all these tricks or tips at that time. But I definitely did well because I studied well, I practiced so much, and yeah, and it went absolutely great. I wouldn't even say otherwise. So I forgot to mention earlier, for my speaking I had an 8, and as I just said now, for my listening I had 8 also. I wish it was a 9 because I thought I did really good, but 8 is pretty okay for me. I wasn't complaining. Yeah, so moving on to reading now. Reading is 60 minutes, that's an hour. You get about 40 questions, 4 with a 0. 40 questions, and you get 3 parts. Sorry. And you get 3 parts. So please do put that in mind when answering the questions. Make sure you divide your time properly so you're able to answer all the questions or all necessary questions that you need to. And make sure that when you're reading, I wouldn't say read quickly, but you don't want to waste your time on one whole paragraph. You don't want to waste your time reading slowly. Like, that's why you need to practice. You need to practice how to read on time and how to assimilate quickly, because it's just an hour. When it comes to reading things, time goes by so fast. And remember, you have questions to answer, so please do put that in mind. 40 questions is a lot. To pass the reading test, you must read the general sense of the passage. So make sure that you read the general sense of the passage. You want to quickly assimilate, like you want to quickly grab what the passage is talking about. So put that in mind. You want to know the main idea of exactly what the passage is talking about. So read well, read details, read for details. Yes. If I thought you want to jot down some things, please jot down. You want to jot down some points, jot down. So you want to understand the main reason of the passage. So as I mentioned earlier, you want to know the main idea. Put that in mind. You want to recognize the writer's opinion also. So you look at it from the person's perspective and also you as a reader. So you want to know the attitude, the purpose, why the writer wrote it, and also you want to be able to develop the arguments properly. So when you're answering the questions, you know exactly what the passage is talking about. And when you find a question, you want to know that, oh, you don't want a situation whereby, oh, this looks like the answer, maybe this is it. No, you want to just, you read it, you know, like, I know this, I know the answer, because you already jot down some things that already know what exactly you need to write down. When doing the reading test, you want to hurry up. Not hurry up, but you want to be fast about it. Like, you don't want to waste so much time. Trust me, like, if you feel like you're answering a question but you don't really know or understand whatever exactly is going on, go back to the passage, read where you feel like the line was that you feel the answer is, read the passage again. Or when you were reading the passage in the first place, underline some key points, take notes of some places that you're like, this sounds like an important point that might come up as a question. So you want to put that in mind so you don't waste so much time on actually answering the questions, because you just have little time. An hour is a short time. Remember that, because in an hour, 60 minutes is not a long time at all. So now on to the writing part. The writing part, I wouldn't say it's easy though, but as far as you know what you're doing, you should be Gucci, trust me. So the writing part has 2 different tasks to do. You have 150 words for one, and you have 20 minutes to do that. And the second task, you have 250 words, and you have a recommended time of 40 minutes to do that. That makes it 60 minutes. Trust me, the way the time is divided is great, because 150 words you can write down on time. 250 words you need a little bit more time because you have to do more stuff on that. And with this exam, I would say you should practice typing a lot, because when it comes to writing, like, it might not be a paper based, it might be computer based, and it might be vice versa. You might just have to put in the center into consideration if you want computer based or writing based. But I wouldn't say which one is best or which one isn't good. when I first wrote IELTS, I did the writing phase, but now my new exam in May is going to be the computer based. So I'm kind of excited about that, because when it comes to typing, I wouldn't say I love it, but I'm a pretty good typer. Like, quickly, like, let's get this done, because you recently just finished my master's, and we had lots and lots and lots of pages to type with very, very little time. So yeah, that definitely helps me to increase my skills. And I also work at the moment, so it's something that it's incorporated in my day every time when it comes to typing and stuff. So I would say that is the main reason why I actually went for the computer-based exam. And of course, that's only your result comes out in 3 days. And when it comes to writing, I think that one is 2 weeks, because they have to read it, of course, and they have to, like, you know, really look at it and stuff. I don't know how to explain that better, but like, yeah, I don't know why writing takes so much time, but it does. But yeah, back to what I was discussing before. So when it comes to the writing exam, you'll be able to allocate your time properly, and the ones with more words, you put more time for it, of course. But when it comes to writing, you have to be coherent and cohesive. Like, putting in mind that somebody's going to read what you're writing. You don't just want to just go and write whatever thing you feel. You have to first take a little bit of time to think about what you're going to write before you actually start writing it. Or you have to take a little bit of time to think about the question, have like a imagination in your mind of the argument, so you know exactly what you want to write, because this is serious business. When it comes to writing is something that people actually feel a lot, and also reading too, but it's not something that is super difficult. When you know what to write, then everything should be good. But when it comes to writing, just know that your punctuation is on point, your spelling is on point. Whatever you're saying, you're able to put it together, join the sentence together, that it actually makes sense. And when you're done writing, you want to go back, read it again. That is something people don't do. I didn't used to do that before. When I used to write exams before, like, I'm like, I trust what I wrote, so let's go, I'm out of here, like, I'm done. But no. You have to go back and read it. In case there's a mistake, you want to correct yourself. And when it comes to, you know, if it's computer based you're doing, it's something you can easily just go delete, write the right thing. Do you get? When it comes to writing, just lightly cancel it, write the correct thing on top. And when you're writing, actually, you want to have like a legible handwriting. You want the examiner to see your handwriting and be like, wow, mokoje. Do you get? So like, when you're writing, like, mokoje means like I ate it all, or something like that. Yeah, like I ate it all. Yeah, if it makes sense to you. But yeah, you want to make sure that whatever thing you're writing, the other party can read it. It's not a diokawembokati kind of writing, no, but the legible ones. Do you get? And yeah, you want to be able to space your work well. You want to write in the sense that, like, anybody that reads it knows what you mean. Exactly. So yeah, basically that's it. One thing that is very important, I would love everyone to do is go and learn about formal and informal writing, because you don't know what they're going to ask you, but you want to be properly informed about both. Because I know that some people might know, okay, I know all these things, we did this in school, but you want to know exactly and properly how it's done. So please go back and learn about how to write formally and informally, and you want to be able to write in a way that when the person reads it, they totally understand what you mean. They totally understand that, oh, this is a formal letter, this is an informal letter, depending on the question, because you want to do what it says. You want to follow the exact instructions so you don't make any mistakes, because anything can cost you a point. You don't want to lose any points. You're aiming for an 8 points, you're aiming for a 9 points. There's no room for mistakes here. This is not a test you go back and take again. Of course you can, but you want to write it in one sitting. Like, of course you can go back and take it again. I know a couple of people that have failed Ielts just because they thought that they knew what they were doing. I know people that have written it so many times just because they feel like English is something I speak every day. I know what I'm saying, I know what is going on. But no, you have to pay attention. Very important. You have to pay attention. even when you're writing, you have to pay attention to what you're writing. You have to pay attention to what you're typing. To keep a clear mind. If at all, meditate before going for the exam. If I do some yoga, like feel yourself, feel your I wouldn't say feel your insides, but like you get me, yes. You get what I'm saying. Put everything in mind. You want to be able to comprehend everything well, understand the question, know exactly what you're doing. This is a test, this is an exam. So please do your best and leave the rest to God, as I said before. But yeah, with that all being said, and of course you want to show that you can write properly, that you're a good writer, you understand English properly, and you know exactly what you're doing. Because I feel like so many of us have like advantages over other people that English isn't their first language, but the person that is going to mark your test doesn't know you. So you want to make sure that you effectively make use of that advantage that you have over somebody else and put in your absolute best when writing this exam, please. Yeah, but with that all being said, I really hope you guys do really well in the exam, and I wish the same for myself too. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time stopping by, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll really appreciate it. I wouldn't say I'm fairly new. I'm still fairly new on YouTube compared to others that have been doing this for so long. But yes, I'm still trying to build my following and everything, but yeah, it's not been easy, but it's been a great journey, and it's something I'm still enjoying till now. Even as I'm talking to you guys, I'm still trying to find my ground and exactly what content I want to post for you guys. But it seems like everyone has been loving whatever thing I've been doing. I know my content has been here and there, but then I'm still trying to find the perfect content, though there's nothing like the perfect content. But right now I just put whatever thing I feel like I want to post and I want to do. But I want to hear from you guys, you people watching my channel. Like, what would you like to see from me next time? What would you like me to post? What would you like me to do? Or how would you like me to educate you? Or like whatever thing you feel like you want to see, kindly please leave a comment in the box below. I would really appreciate that. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. And yeah, please do. Please, thank you. Okay, anyways, yeah, thank you. Have a lovely day and see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks.